Is anyone else noticing this in regard to Cathie Wood? Maybe somebody else has. I've seen lots of articles, and yeah, a lot of these articles right now are just bashing, pointing out the fact that her funds are getting destroyed and all of that. But I haven't seen anyone else point out this little tactic that she's using, which is quite clever, but it also goes to show, and not to pat myself on the back, but just more evidence that Cathie Wood is simply a pumper, right? All she's doing is trying to sucker people in, trying to sucker people into hold and hope, because she has no real plan. Now, at one point, it sounded like she has a plan, but she's kind of laid her cards out on the table here that shows, no, she's just like any other pumper that you would find, especially for me when I got started in the early 2000s. I feel like she's just like straight off one of those message boards because she's using the same exact tactics any pumper would use. But I understand where she's coming from, and I understand why she's doing, because she's essentially a cult leader, right? There are going to be people down in the comment section on this video that are furious at me, that are saying all sorts of things, which I understand, because when you're a cult leader, you're going to have dedicated followers. And the way you keep dedicated followers is to essentially never be able to say, well, your cult leader is wrong. Like, your leader is wrong. So how is Cathie Wood arranging this? Well, like any pumper, we just need more time, right? If things are coming down, well, yeah, they're coming down right now, but we just need more time because this is a longer term play, which is all fair, but you got to assign something. And this is where I will give credit where credit is due, but this is also where Cathie Wood shows her actual tactics in motion here. But what I have on the screen here is an article, and the dates matter here. So that's why I'm pointing this out. So it was published in May of 2021. So as of now, just keep that date in mind. And Cathie Wood, and this was another tough time. But down here in the article, a broadened market is a good thing. We keep our eye on the prize. We have a 5-year time horizon. Fair enough. In fact, I will give her credit. Instead of just saying we have a long-term time horizon. What does that even mean? Long-term? That's just a clever way of never being able to held accountable, because you can always just tell your followers, hey, we have a long-term. Hey, we have a long-term. Right? So, but like I said, here she defined 5 years. Okay, 5 years from when was this? Right here in March of 2021. But now let's look at something else. So let's now fast forward 1 year into the future. We just saw that article, and this article was published literally a little over a year later, February 17th, 2022. And as of now, yes, Cathie Wood, her funds are getting destroyed. I state the obvious, and I realize that that's what most people seemingly are talking about, just how bad her fund and all that is doing right now. So again, she's being questioned, and this is where things just get... Okay, so again, 1 year later. So what would, as a just basic logical thinker that understands math, you would think that the time horizon now is what? Well, you would say, well, 4 years, because back a year ago, she said it was a 5-year time horizon. 1 year has passed, so it is now a 4-year time horizon. Not trying to insult your intelligence, but just trying to show how simplistic this thinking and logic is. So as of now, 1 year later should be a 4-year time horizon. So let's go down here. And so right here, as it says, she reiterated that investors in ARK, so her fund, need to maintain a 5-year time horizon to eventually reap investment rewards. So do you see what she's doing here? I guess it's always going to be 5 years until what she says happens, right? That way she can never be wrong. That way her cult leaders, that way the sheep can never be like, what are you talking about? It's a 5-year time horizon. Right? Do you see the conflicting thing? Yeah, but it was a 5-year time horizon a year ago. So right here, if she was being truly honest, if she was trying to hold herself accountable, that right there, she should be reiterating, we're now looking at a 4-year time horizon, because last time I said 5-year, a year has passed. But she's not going to do that. And if she wants to maintain her cult, she shouldn't do it. So, I mean, props to her. She's doing what she should to try to maintain as much of this leadership quality, this supposed genius, surrounding, atmosphere as possible, so she can continue to say, well, no, I'm not wrong, because it's a 5-year time horizon, right? So, but I haven't seen anybody else point this out. I haven't seen anybody else point out this basic math, how this 5-year time horizon seems to continue to stay at 5-year time horizon, even though time has continued to pass. So I guess I don't know. Is 5 years from now, if her fund is still not where it's supposed to be, is it going to be 5 years then? I guess only time will tell. But I just found this, kind of funny in an ironic type of way. But as somebody that, and I'm not a Cathie Wood fan, I think it was all overblown hype. I think that the Wall Street saying, don't confuse, brains with a bull market. I think that applies here. I think she would happen to be in the right place at the right time. She caught some momentum. Now that the momentum is deflating, like any sort of pumper. And again, any sort of put somebody on. Now I get it. These days it's StockTwits, it's TikTok, it's all those sorts of pumpers. But when I got started, it was basically just flat out message boards. Same exact message board tactics. You just keep saying, well, it's long term. Well, we need more time. We need more time. And the same thing is being deployed right here. And it just goes to show that, you know what? If that's all you're going to do, then that's not very genuine. Again, I respect the fact that she actually outlined 5 years, but now she's shown that, okay, well, you're always going to be saying 5 years apparently. And you're not any different than any other sort of pumper out there. So, I mean, I get it. There's going to be a lot of hate probably that comes toward me, but at least I'm proving just basic proof that the tactics she's using are a little disingenuous if you understand basic calendars and basic subtraction there. So like I said, beware. And if you're someone that's waiting, your time horizon's 5 years, I think your time horizon's always going to be 5 years, but she wants you to hold, right? She needs you to hold those funds, because if those funds go to zero, well then she's not going to have a very big paycheck for those management fees and all that come with those funds. So yes, of course it's going to stay at 5 years, but it's crazy how nobody's pointing this out. And sadly, it's crazy how it seems like a lot of her followers aren't kind of connecting these little basic dots that show a whole lot behind the curtain of what her ultimate tactics are and what her ultimate motivations are. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure if you disagree, you've already started to type down in the comment section, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Is there anything else that you've noticed that seemed to just kind of be a disconnect here? And like I said, and I want to be pointing out this stuff if she didn't get so much press in the first place, but because she did, how come no press articles are pointing this out? How come nobody's saying, hey, Cathie, you said a year ago it was 5 years and it's still 5 years. So at what point does the 5 years actually change? I would just love to see one, media outlet ask her that. And if they have, in the comment section below, can you let me know, link me to an article? Because I'd love to see, because I'd have no problem giving credit where credit's due if she's all of a sudden, technically speaking, it should be 4 years at this point. But I'm pretty sure that's not actually out there. But let me know your comments down below.
Thanks so much for watching the entire video.
Yeah,
real quick,
I guess we'll see what happens in 5 years.
I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.